Yo, YouTube, what is going on? It's your boy Cray back with another one here, and I don't really know how to do the whole intro spiels before my video starts, so I'm gonna just go ahead and kind of jump right into it here. Real quick, I wanted to make this video primarily, again, this is another video for noobs, for my Apex noobs out there, including myself. Why? Because we need it. We noobs need to stick together. And this video is going to be more so geared around, how should I say, game sense and how to develop your game sense here in Apex Legends, because let's be honest, I mean, it's a battle royale game. If you don't have game sense in any battle royale game, you're done. There's just no chance. Doesn't matter how talented you are. You have to be aware of the situation and the ever evolving situation that surrounds you. So I came up with about 5 tips here to kind of help you increase your game sense and just things to be aware of as you're playing Apex Legends. So yo, let's just go ahead and dive right in. Tip number 1. This doesn't really have to do with in-game. This is actually pre-game, okay? Well, this is actually, it kind of takes place in pre-game and throughout multiple games and things of that nature. But tip number 1 is learning your role, including your best role. Now, you might not want to hear this. I know how much you love picking Wraith and going into the void and feeling like you can move all fast and you can do this, that, and the third. But yo, if you're picking Wraith and you played 100 games with Wraith and you got 9 kills, man, I hate to break it to you right here, right now, but you might not want to pick Wraith no more, partner. I mean, seriously, you might want to shy away from Wraith and you might want to say, let me give somebody else a try. And does it sound like I'm speaking from experience? Yeah, I am. Perfect example is Wraith for me. I think I'm cool. You know, I get a couple good kills with Wraith. I kind of look kind of good and I can move around and you know, have a couple fancy moments with Wraith. But is Wraith my best character? No. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but for me, because I wish I could play with those little small fast characters. But my best character that I play with at this point in time is Gibraltar. You might ask me, like, Cray, what? Like, why do you have to play Gibraltar? And it's because I learned that my best role is being a support cast. I learned that I'm really good with mid-range fights. And if one of my teammates get knocked, I can drop the dome on them and I can get the res off on my teammate. Or, you know, I can use the dome as bait, making them think I'm weak and oblivious, and they push into my dome and I literally have one of those straight fights, you know, inside and outside the dome, and I clap their cheeks. You know what I mean? Or, you know, I can rain down my Valhalla airstrike or whatever you want to call it, and you know what I mean, just completely remap the entire fight. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I just play better with a character like Gibraltar than I would with a character like Wraith. It's a tough pill to swallow. It is, especially since Gibby is kind of like the OP meta, quote unquote, right now. I mean, whatever. But that's just kind of what I've learned over time. I learned that whenever we're going to go into ranked or play serious, that I probably have to pick a Gibraltar, you know, or if I'm not playing Gibraltar, I got to play Bangalore, or a character of that nature where I can reset the entire fight for my team. That is my role. That's my best role, and I am dang on proud of it. Find your role and rock it out. Tip number 2, know when to pick your fights. Okay, I understand we want to get better. We understand the best teacher is experience, and we just want to fight because the more fights we get in, typically, you know, the more opportunity you have to be better. But you got to know when to pick your fights. You know, if there's a fight going on and it's in the middle of one of those towns or cities, people are in buildings fighting, and you and your squad come strolling down the street like, oh yeah, I want a third party to fight. No. That's not a fight that you want to get involved in, because guess what? 9 times out of 10, both of those teams are going to be like, hey man, you know, y'all see those dummies in the middle of the street? Hey, let's go ahead and clap those fools. And your squad is wiped out in a matter of 2.34 seconds. Know when to pick your fights. Understand that with Apex Legends, there are some fights that you got to just kind of avoid or wait till they play out. Or you just shy away from them and say, okay, that fight is going all right, I'm gonna go left. You know, a perfect example of a great fight would be if there's a fight out in the middle of the open. You know, one team has some kind of high ground, the other team has more of a low ground, and you come in with the third party and you come behind the high ground team and you wipe that team out, and then you go ahead and clean up the low ground team. That is an easy way for you to pick up multiple kills and for you to third party the right way. And I mean, that's a good fight to pick. But if there's two teams with high ground and they're fighting from across the map, that's a fight you just don't want to involve yourself in. So I would recommend just tread carefully when it comes to that. Tip number 3. This is kind of a two-sided tip. Know when to heal. And a lot of people don't know when to heal up in fights, you know. For example, if I run into somebody and we're in point blank range and we both lasered each other for 150, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prioritize my health. I'm going to back away from that fight however I need to. If I'm Pathfinder, I'm a zip line out of there. If I'm Wraith, I'm going into the void, and I'm going to go ahead and heal up, and I'm going to reset the fight. Now, what are the chances that my opponent heals up? They're probably pretty high, but I would rather us be back to 200 than me try to go fight that guy at 50 health. Maybe I get the knock on him, but guess what? That guy has 2 other teammates around the corner waiting to clean me up. No, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm going to reset the fight, and then I'm going to try to take advantage of that, and I'm going to try to clap this dude from not necessarily afar, but I'm going to try to get the jump on this guy after I heal, and maybe he only knocks me down to 100 health, and I knock him. Now I have 100 health to be able to fight the other 2 composites, and my teammates should have my back anyway, so that should be a nice, clean squad fight. Know when to heal, and understand that breaking away from a fight to heal, in a lot of cases, is a smarter thing to do. Also, another little quick tidbit about healing: use crevices in the mountains to heal. Like, there are so many crevices around the rocks and the debris on the map. Use those things to heal. Shove yourself into one of those little corners to heal, because you will be shocked who cannot see you when you do that. Best way to heal, trust me. On the flip side of things, knowing when to thirst a downed opponent. Now, oftentimes we forget to thirst because we get the knock, we get all happy. Yeah, oh my gosh, I knocked him, I did it, yeah. But we forget that that knocked opponent can give so much information to the other 2 alive teammates that it's still almost a 3v3 fight. Actually, as a matter of fact, it still is a 3v3 fight. That knocked opponent is now giving recon info to the other 2 teammates so they can get the jump on you. In those situations, if I know for a fact that the other 2 teammates are away doing other stuff, or they're just sitting there and they're waiting for me to make a move and I have the thirst available, I go ahead and thirst that. Why? Because I get rid of that ability to provide information. You're not going to get any more info on me. You're dead, bro. Get out the game. Go back to the lobby, partner. Don't let that dude sit there and provide information for his other teammates. Wipe that dude off the freaking map and go ahead and take advantage of that handicap fight. I'm telling you. Now, don't go crazy chasing for a thirst. If you knock somebody and you see his boy over there behind the rock aiming at you, you know, handle his boy. There's no reason to thirst that guy, because that down guy can't give you any more information than the guy aiming at you, you know? So in that situation, just go ahead and fight on. Clap his partner, have 2 down guys, and then finish up on the third guy with a nice 1v3 fight. Or if it's 1v1, clap that fool anyway. You a noob, but you got heart. I believe in you. Tip number 4 here. And I know this is going to be a little bit difficult when you're queuing in solo, whether if it's solo ranked or just solo pubs, but utilize your team. Even if they're random, you have to utilize your team. You know, Apex Legends is not meant to be a solo game. Like, you're not going to see many people out there solo squad unless they are top tier. And guys, let's be honest, we're noobs. So it's just not going to happen with us. You have to utilize your team to the best of your ability. You know, if you know for a fact that you're the last person to pick, and you know in your team you have a Pathfinder and you have a Wraith, then you want to play somebody that's going to be able to support those 2 classes. Or if you don't, still, when you're in game, you know, make call outs. You know, even if you're not over the mic, make call outs, point out enemies, things of that nature. Make sure your teammates are following with you when you're pushing a team. If there aren't, then you might want to disengage with that fight, because a 1v3 in Apex can be real tricky, especially when you're noob status. You know, again, just being honest. honest. So you want to utilize your team to the best of your ability. If you're in a fight and you're pinging and your team is rolling with you, then okay, you got your boys with you. Y'all might be able to do something with that fight. But if you don't, again, be smart. Don't take unnecessary fights in that game. And I'm sorry, if you want a high kill game, you might just have to wait till the next one. Maybe the next group of randoms will be the randoms you've been looking for, and maybe they might slay out alongside you. And tip number 5 here. This is kind of piggybacking off of my last tip, but it's more so its own tip as well. Callouts are so vital in Apex Legends, whether if you're using the nice ping system or if you're chatting with your friends inside Discord or inside a PlayStation or Xbox party chat. You have to give callouts. Why? Because I don't know about you guys, but I've been killed in half a second on Apex Legends by team shots or by somebody that just has a freaking laser. I don't know. I don't get it sometimes. But if you aren't calling out enemies where they are, if you aren't giving their geographical location, ooh, big word, +2 for your boy Cray for that big word. But if you can't, or if you aren't calling them out and you aren't saying, hey, you know, it's a guy there 80 east behind the rock, or it's a guy there 140 southwest at top of the building, whatever the case may be, and you ping it on top of that, if you aren't doing that, you aren't giving your teammates the information needed to be able to take care of that person, avoid that person, protect you, protect themselves, whatever the case may be. If you want to get dubs here in Apex Legends and you want to slay out and still clap people, you gotta have callouts. Or, you know, on the flip side of things, if you guys are trying to push a team, maybe there was, you know, a guy knocked and they're trying to revive and heal and you guys want a third party. If you don't communicate that, you're going in there solo, it's a chance you might get cleaned up. Let's be honest. So again, you want to make sure you're communicating with your teammates, whether if it's a ping system, whether if it's via comms, whatever the case may be. Communication in this game, just like in all relationships in life, is freaking key. And ladies and gentlemen, those are my 5 tips for increasing your game sense, becoming smarter in Apex Legends, all that jazz. I hope you guys appreciated this video. If not, it's all good. I still love you anyway. If this video was helpful to you, be sure to drop a like. Comment down below if this video was helpful for you, or if you have any more tips to provide. Again, this is more of a noob-centric community at this point in time, so let's be sure to do that. Spread the love. If you enjoy my content, make sure to hit that sub button. And until next time, your boy Cray is out. Peace.